crew members, what it be?
Hey, yo!
What the fuck was that? Hi. How are you?
I
just wanted to try something new. I'll say it for you before you squeak.
Yo!
Jesus.
All right, so before we get into the heroes and anti-heroes edition of Heroes and Villains, we want to go ahead and talk about something that's really cool that's been about a month in the making, and we are now part of a badass network of gaming podcasts. It is called the Boss Rush Network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got reached out to by Corey, right?
Yeah.
Corey reached out to us, wanted us to be a part of it, and of course, you know, we want to be a part of anything and everything we can be a part of. And they have a shitload of other sick podcasts that are a part of them too.
Yeah, so the podcasts that are a part of them right now, like the first class that that they brought in were Bad Bitches podcast, the Loser podcast, Lore Together podcast, and a podcast that I listened to that when we tweeted out that we wanted to be a part of the Boss Rush Network, they immediately said, "Yo, you need these guys." WASD and Beyond podcast. Yo, those guys are fucking fantastic, man.
Absolutely.
And then another one also is Galutrad is another podcast on here. But we are not the only ones. There's another, we're a part of this now, but there's also Block Games Review, the Yodelers, and EXP Cast are also part of this second wave of the second class of creators that are going to be part of the Boss Rush Network. So we're all here now. Congratulations, everybody, for getting here, and let's keep on promoting and let's keep on pushing each other forward. Be better.
Hell yeah, man. We're happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
Happy to be here, and happy to have just another group of people to share stuff with.
Oh, 100%. So we were talking about what to do with this heroes and villains, and Anthony had, I think, what probably is the best idea for the heroes and villains that we've had yet. With, we've probably done like maybe close to 10 of these.
Yeah, I think this will be my third one that I've done. Actually, it is. This will be my third one.
So Anthony, why don't you go ahead and break down what you were thinking?
Actually, this all stemmed. I think Andy and I were sitting down. We were actually playing. I don't know if we were playing Chell or NBA together, but either way, we were talking about it, and it comes up on our chat, our crew chat, and we were like, what are we going to do for the next heroes and villains, this, that, and the third? And, like, we've got this still, or we could try this. We can go old school, or we can go new school. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, we always do your traditional heroes and villains from video games, right? So this time around, we're actually going to be doing Grand Theft Auto 5, where each... Right. So the best part about it is we have 3 characters, and each character is a hero and a villain in their own right.
Neither one of them is fully clean.
Correct. So this episode I'm super excited about. This is basically our Heroes and Villains anti-hero edition. And hopefully this will stem maybe a couple more going forward. So, this is something new we're going to try, and I'm actually really excited for this.
You've definitely altered my brain in how I think about this heroes and villains thing now, and where you can take it.
Yeah,
because we've always been thinking more traditionally, like your traditional hero, your traditional villain. You know what I mean? Wes, what's up?
Well, no, because so when we initially started doing this at the beginning of last year, Anthony was still deployed. So when Andy had the idea of going ahead and doing heroes and villains, it was like, okay, so it's simple. 2 of us are here. One does a hero, one does a villain. And then we just worked off of that for the first few months that we did it. And then with Anthony back, we were like, okay, we need to change the dynamic.
There's got to be 3.
So
there's got to be something else. There's got to be multiple heroes or multiple villains or something.
And and that's the way we went ahead and changed it. But then with this completely flips it on its head. And this shit broke my brain when you fucking said it first. Like I'm like, this is the greatest fucking idea I have ever heard.
Is that why I didn't get a response for like an hour from both y'all? Because I'm sitting there looking at my phone. I'm like, I just sent out a half decent idea. Like, this is the best creative thinking I think I've ever had in my 33 years of life. And these motherfuckers are just silent as hell. I was like, all right, fuck me, right? Yeah, sure.
I had to wait for my melted brain to form back together.
But
that's what I'm saying.
So man. I could send back, yup.
But the nice thing about this, yes to all the things. But the nice thing about this is it gives us another option or route forward for the heroes and villains portion of our podcast. So I'm excited to see how this goes forward. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, shit. Let me start this thing off because as soon as my brain pieced itself back together and I was able to respond, the first thing out of my mouth was, "Can I have Trevor?"
Yeah. Can you have the guy that I wanted? You fuck. But actually,
Hey,
now that I look
every-
at it, I didn't mean to cut you off. But now that
No,
I
you're
look at it, the character that I got, if I when I read a little bit into his character information, I think he sits well with who I am as a person in real life. You'll find out.
Yeah, I cannot say that with mine. I would hope no one I know can say that with mine. But yeah, I was like, can I have Trevor? Because there's bound to be, because one of the things that I say all the time that I love about this podcast and that I love about Heroes and Villains specifically is when I'm doing the research on these characters, how much I learned that I didn't know before. Because I consider myself someone that's pretty knowledgeable about these things. Like, not a lot of facts really sneak up on me that I haven't heard, but when we do these, I always find things, and I'm like, ooh, what can I find out about Trevor? And there were some things. So let's start this off. So Trevor Phillips,
said that.
the psychotic Trevor Phillips. Now, him, just like the rest of these characters, were all, I assume, created in 2013, which is when the game first released.
Yep.
He would be about 50 now, so that puts him at about 43 when the game came out. So a lot older than I thought, actually, not going to lie. Now, this is one of the funniest things about him. As psychotic and crazy... I got something in my fucking eye. As psychotic and crazy as he is, he's Canadian.
I thought they were all so nice.
That's what I heard too.
That's what I'm saying.
Guess
He
not.
is Canadian. So, for those of you who don't know, he was voiced and mocapped by Stephen Ogg, who most people I would imagine would know from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, him on The Walking Dead.
He played Simon, right?
Yes. So Simon is basically the second the first lieutenant to Negan. You know what I mean? When it comes down to that whole group, and my God, is he fucking twisted? Like, yo, he'll walk up to you with a smile,
he
with
played
that.
Trevor in The Walking Dead. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Dude, he would.
I've never. So I'll be honest. I've never seen the show, and I'm probably gonna catch so much flack for that. But
I haven't either, bro.
Oh,
I'm
thank
on a
God.
team with you.
Well, no, yo, dude, I watched the first 7 seasons, and then after that, after everything that happened with, Stephen Ogg and that whole group with Negan, I dropped off. But basically, Simon had so much swag, and then when things didn't go his way, that's when you see him turn Trevor on, and then it was like, oh shit, this is real, this is fucking real.
So now, when playing this game, I remember saying this multiple times with, I'm sorry, who was there was Michael, and then there was, which one was it, Franklin?
Franklin.
Yeah,
Franklin.
Franklin, Michael,
Franklin
Trevor.
and Michael, like, you can look at both of them and be like, I know multiple Franklins, I know multiple Michaels, but you're like, nobody knows a Trevor. He is too out there, too psychotic, too crazy. I was like, this can't be, like, whoever
I feel like
thought up this
somewhere
character.
in our life, though, we have all met a Trevor.
Well, here's
Somewhere.
no, that's too
Trevor,
far.
yes, you spent more time with a Trevor, probably not.
But I just meant, like, I was like, I don't know how they came up with the source material for him. Like, I don't know who was spitting ideas to make this guy up. But I was wrong, because he is actually inspired by a real person. Charles Bronson, who
Yep.
for our
Wait a minute, I know that name.
Yeah. So
for our yep.
Tom Hardy, or not fucking. What the fuck is his name? No, that's his name, right? He's an actor.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he played Tom
Bane.
Hardy's an actor.
He also played Charles Bronson in a movie. Highly suggest watching the movie, and I'm pretty sure I just stole like a paragraph of Andy's shit that he was going to read.
No, you didn't know, because I'm gonna go in a little bit in depth here.
Awesome. But yeah, so highly recommend it. It should still be on Netflix. If not, it was on Amazon Prime. Either way, check it out. It's a really, really, really good movie, and Tom Hardy fucking did an amazing job acting in.
He's
that
an
movie.
amazing actor.
Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're straight. So for our UK fans out there, Charles Bronson is a British criminal referred to in the British press as the most violent prisoner in Britain. Now, yeah, all of this will make sense as to be like, oh, yeah, they definitely got Trevor from him. This guy spent periods detained in Rampton, Broadmoor, and Ashworth high-security psychiatric hospitals and is currently serving life imprisonment for armed robbery, wounding with intent, criminal damage, grievous bodily harm, false imprisonment, blackmail, and threatening to kill. All Trevor right there.
Holy
Yeah, except for this is a real person.
fuck.
Yeah, this is a real person.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Like,
Yeah. So that is who. So while he was mocapped and voiced
Sick
by Stephen
mustache,
Ogg,
though.
that yeah,
Thanks.
that
Him.
is
Right.
yeah, not you. That is who. That is who so perfectly inspired Trevor. So his first appearance was in GTA 5. Now, a little bit of backstory on Trevor. According to himself in the game, he grew up in 5 states, 2 countries, 14 different homes, 8 fathers, 3 care homes, 2 correctional facilities, and 1 beautiful damaged flower of a mother.
So he had a great life.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And if that wasn't enough, he suffered from rage issues early on that led him to do things such as sodomizing his hockey coach with a hockey stick, strangling a clarinet player with his own instrument, and killing various other animals and drifters. Not your normal childhood, you could say. Quite an unhappy childhood. He had a physically abusive father and an emotionally abusive and overbearing mother who constantly saw him as a useless boy, and his birth father actually abandoned him in a shopping mall, which, in Trevor fashion, he later burned down in retaliation. So...
In Trevor fashion.
Yeah, he dropped out of school, and when he dropped out in school, he actually, and this is his connection to Anthony, he enlisted in the Air Force to fly jets.
What the fuck does that mean?
You in the Air Force? I mean,
I don't fly jets, bitch.
You don't fly jets. Well, neither does he. He enlisted in the Air Force to fly jets. See the connection?
Oh,
but
yeah,
several days prior to completing his training and becoming a licensed pilot, shocker, he was deemed mentally unstable by the person in charge of his psychological evaluations. After being discharged from the military, he became a drifter and committed petty crimes along the border, but admits that he never committed any serious crimes until meeting Michael Townley in 1993 when they were escorting cargo across the border. Now, I'm not going to go into a bunch of shit in depth, but that is when his real criminal background started to take off, and they started doing larger and larger jobs for more and more money, including, I believe, one of their first jobs was robbing like a check cashing place or something like that. That's basically the backstory on him and
That's
how
the
he
meat
got
and taters of cherry.
that is the meat and taters. Now, his only appearances after that have been in like the GTA Online heist, like one of the I don't even think it's a DLC, or maybe it is. Is it technically considered a DLC?
Yeah.
All right, so the DLC, GTA Online heist, which came out in 2005. God, that seems like so long ago. Now, you want to talk about reception that this man had. Calvin Kahn of IGN compared Trevor to Heath Ledger's Joker in the 2008 Dark Knight film.
Oh, I could get behind that.
Yep.
I can see that.
Yep, he felt that Trevor was the only character in GTA 5 not trying to fake his persona, stating that Trevor absolutely knows that he's a monster but just doesn't care, enjoys causing misery and harm, lives for it, and embraces it much like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
So
One of the first things that I remember about Trevor was, and we said this before we cut the mics on for the podcast, I almost believe he was sodomizing a man in a scene.
Well, considering he sodomized his hockey coach with a hockey stick, it makes sense.
You know what I mean? That was with a hockey stick. I believe he was doing it himself.
Wouldn't shock me. But, yeah, he felt that Trevor's only reasoning for hurting people and messing everything up around him is simply because it's just too much fun not to. So, I mean, that's the type of dude that he was. Trevor won Cheat Code Central's 7th annual Cody Awards for Best Male Character, while also being nominated for various other awards, including the Spike VGX 2013 for Character of the Year, which he lost to someone from BioShock, and also Hardcore Gamer's Game of the Year Awards 2013 for Best New Character. He was up for that as well, but lost to Ellie from Last of Us, which, no shame there. But he's a scary individual. Like, I remember when I was playing that game, like, I never wanted to play as him, like, at all. It was just a little too much. It was a little too much for me. And the only scene that really sticks in my head was one that apparently was so bad it was originally going to be in the game, but because of how bad it was, they had to take it out. And it's that one scene where, and it's going to be a little muddy because it's been so long since I played it, but he's in this room with, I think, a woman, and like her dude comes home or something like that, and basically, like, you're in this hotel room, he murders all of them, but you don't get to see it. You just see him coming out of the hotel room, like, covered in blood. Apparently, they were going to have that scene in the game, but it was just too graphic, and they said, imagine GTA 5, imagine Rockstar saying that something was too graphic for them to actually show. They pretty much leave it up to your imagination to see what happens in that room.
Ain't that some shit to where to where they say this might be much?
Nah, we're good. Yeah, when you say it's not something you would expect, but that's Trevor in a nutshell, which leads pretty perfectly into Michael Townley, which Anthony took because I took Trevor.
Yeah, you motherfucker. So anyway, I got Michael Townley, a.k.a. Mikey, the sneaky dude, Sugar Tits, and Mr. Michael DeSanta. Michael was born in 1968 in the Midwest. As a child, he didn't have the luxuries and privileges that his own children currently have. He grew up in a deprived environment.
Spoiled fucking brats.
Yeah, they are fucking trashy little kids. Anyway, deprived environment of a trailer park with his parents. Michael had a tough upbringing due to his alcoholic and physically abusive father, who later abandoned him. Michael's mother, who also left him as well, was told numerous stories of why his father left, all of which include, but were not limited to, him skipping town, being run over by a train, probably the train that nobody can stop in GTA 5, and joining the Navy. In his high school years, Michael was an acclaimed quarterback for an all-state football team, even putting on amazing performances during his games, and occasionally had his picture in the local newspaper. But his temperament issues, it seems like all these guys have temperament issues except for Franklin. Temperament issues and a constant string of injuries ultimately forced him to quit. As a young adult, Michael began the life of crime. According to Michael, he was imprisoned twice by the time of 20. He committed his first robbery in the outskirts of Carcer City in 1998, which is actually set 25 years before the game in itself. And then later on in his older life is when he met Trevor in 1993. So when Rockstar created Michael, their idea was that they wanted to accomplish something completely different from all the games in the series. The question that popped inside their minds was, what if they had a Grand Theft Auto-style character who finished the game and decided to settle down? Michael would be an older protagonist who was very successful but gets sucked back in to the game.
Okay, one of the things I was going to say was, notice the link here that you can tell between Trevor and Michael already. Both emotionally and physically abusive parents.
Yeah.
That I
just
don't
wait.
think I was going to assume I didn't want to assume, but I assumed all three.
Because I don't know. I think we all know the fact that Trevor was fucked up, and we all know that Michael was somehow also fucked over as a kid. I'm really curious to hear about Franklin's backstory, and I'm actually excited to get into that in a little bit.
We'll get to it, but just remember, a black boy in the fucking ghetto. Just in the fucking projects. Let me just put it there, right, and then we'll work with it. But go ahead, keep going.
Yep. Continue.
Dan Houser found the character interesting and fun, and knew that the story of Michael would be great. It would be brought with a lot of freshness to it, just like Grand Theft Auto 4's story, Nico Bellic as the hardworking immigrant.
Nico Bellic.
He was a good one.
Fucking Nico, dude.
I just remember going bowling like every freaking day. That's like all I remember doing is bowling.
Yeah. There's a little bit of Michael, how he looks, height, all that kind of stuff. So Michael is a Caucasian male with black hair and gray highlights. He has light green and blue eyes. He is 6'1" and weighs roughly 237 pounds. He's got a cleft chin, square face, and sports a 5 o'clock shadow. Michael is thoughtful. Yeah, bullshit.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. Andy. Calculated and a man of extreme cunning, thinking his motions and actions through carefully and precisely while being sure to keep his actual motivations a secret. Another well-known yet unfavorable side of Michael is his composure, inflated ego, and his inability to control his temper. Michael was voiced by Ned Luke, who is an American actor, writer, and voice actor who has had roles in various television shows such as Katana, NYPD Blue, General Hospital, Law & Order SVU, and Renegade. He's also appeared in films such as Rover Dangerfield, The Bear, On the Line, and The Nutty Professor. Yeah. There
Damn.
you go. There's some of Michael.
And his son, his annoying ass son,
Jimmy?
who was
son.
Danny Tamborelli, right? That's who played him from Nickelodeon, and from.
Oh, I don't know anything
I'm-
about
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
I'm
I think
pretty
so.
sure it was Danny Tamborelli from what is that? Pete? Was that Pete and Pete? What freaking show was that?
I think
Wes,
so.
you go ahead. I'm gonna figure it out.
That's a little past my time on Nickelodeon, I will say that. But yeah, so let's get into Franklin Clinton. So when you see him in the game, he's about 25 years old. And he's definitely the youngest of the three protagonists in this game.
By far.
Oh yeah. So we can go I'm break down a little bit about him first, and then I'll go ahead and start about his beginnings. So he is a member of the families. So if anybody who plays Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you dealt with the families. Like Grove Street. All that type of shit. They were. That's basically like I explained it to these guys. Essentially the MS-13 of the GTA world in San Andreas. And a lot of where Franklin did his gangbanging had to deal with their main base of operation, which was roughly around the South Los Santos, San Andreas area. So Franklin was born and lived entirely in Los Santos, and his father left before he was even born, and his mother ended up being a cocaine addict. So once again, we're talking about these not being there.
Abuse, neglect.
Or abusive fathers. Yeah, abuse and neglect basically is kind of the run of the mill for this type of stuff. And when it came down to Franklin, like a lot of stuff I found went ahead and said that his mother decided to go ahead and start. Well, not decided, obviously, but she started doing cocaine to go ahead and basically get away from the abuse that his father was doing to her, which is pretty heavy. It's definitely a fucked up part of the relationship.
That's heavy. That's for sure.
But at the same time, in these gang-ridden, predominantly black communities, you know what I'm saying? Like everything like South Central, Compton, Watts, all that type of stuff.
That's what they
like
know.
Oakland. Basically, that's what it is, dude. Like honestly, that's what it is. So yeah. So his mother died, and when his mother died, he ended up moving in with his grandmother and grandfather. And from there, that's when at a young age he started hanging out with Tanya Wiggins and JB Bradshaw, which are two people that played huge roles in his life while growing up. And it was around this time that he actually started street hustling. So he started as most kids would around that time. Selling cigarettes, selling fucking Lucy's and shit. And
who didn't sell a Lucy back in the day?
Well, look, I can't even tell you how many times I fucking sold a cigarette for a quarter. You know what I mean? Back when I was fucking 16, 17 years old when I did smoke.
Young entrepreneur you are.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was.
Anthony just went under his breath, degenerate.
Dog, you were selling yourself short, man. You gotta sell that shit for $1 a piece, like I used to do.
Well, when I got older, I did start selling them for $1. So
Did you just like fucking swallow your tongue there
a little
for a
bit,
second?
Maybe.
This motherfucker went when I did this. Okay.
Look, man, I'm 2 drinks in. Let's go ahead and keep going. So, he actually got caught by his grandfather, fucking selling cigarettes, and from what is told by Tanya, he was chased all around Los Santos. Between Franklin and Bradshaw, going ahead and getting chased by Franklin's grandfather. And he actually went ahead and when he got into high school, he started hanging out with Lamar. You learn about Lamar a lot, in the GTA series, especially GTA 5 when you're going ahead and actually running through with the families and, all the different missions that you have with them. And when his grandparents died, unfortunately, when that did happen, he ended up living with his aunt Denise, and they were living in the house that you see in the game. That house was actually willed to him and his aunt when his grandparents died. But it was around that time, in high school after he met Lamar that he actually started gangbanging. He got expelled from high school for assaulting a teacher. That's as far as we know. We don't know much else about it. And then he started becoming a dope dealer. And from there, he started doing a little bit of petty crimes like carjacking, and I consider this more than a petty crime, but they call it a petty crime, small-time bank robberies. I feel like a bank robbery is a pretty major crime.
It's a
What do you?
federal
What is
offense.
What do you consider a small time bank? Is that just a small bank,
Any
or is
kind
that
of
just like-
bank is a federal crime.
or is that just like
That's-
robbing one teller for enough like money to get like something off the BK menu? Like, what is a small bank crime?
I mean, you only need $1.
Right.
Not everyone has $1.
All right, so and here's the funny thing, so during his first bank robbery, right, he went ahead and they got $2,000, dude, 2 Gs. They couldn't even spend it because the die pack in the fucking thing spilled over and it fucking ruined all the money. Like, yo,
That's why they do that.
fucking pit. Yo, I'm sorry, I do not live that life. I do not have that life of crime or going ahead and robbing banks and all that type of shit. Yo, I would be straight irate.
That's what you just
If
take
you
it
went
as,
through
like,
all
"Yeah,
that
I
and then-
found this.
I know, seriously.
I have no idea who did this, but I found it. Here you go.
Sir, we have you on camera.
Look, yo, if that was the case, I would hand it to a white dude and say, you gotta take it to the cops.
They'll let you go.
Thank you. So, in 2008, Franklin got arrested and was sent to prison. And then from that point, he decided to walk away from the gang life and then start doing some legitimate work. And that's where you see him in the beginning of GTA. He is working at a car dealership that is also a side hustle for money embezzlement and laundering, I believe. And when you first see him, he and Lamar are actually repossessing a car. And that's actually where the first time they meet Michael.
Yeah, buddy. Seems like everybody just meets Michael and he takes him under their wing, huh?
Well,
And gets him.
so
And gets him
A
back in
lot of
trouble.
shit.
yeah, right. So like I could fully see like look, Trevor's on a completely different fucking level when it comes down to his life, how he was brought up, yada yada yada. But like Michael really did. I honestly think he looked at Franklin's situation and he went ahead and said like I can help this kid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I didn't have it in my notes, but it was probably the same stuff where you got yours. Is like he saw.
I got everything from Fandom.
Yeah, so did I. So he
Yeah.
kind of saw like not like a younger he saw like a younger version of himself where he could help him.
Yes.
Just like you just said. And the thing is like he took. So the thing is, he took both of them under his wing. But like, how do you help Trevor? I want to get back to that really quick. How the fuck do you help that guy? You know what I mean? Like Michael, I can see because he's like you said, Wes. He's the youngest, so maybe he can steer him in the direction
Franklin.
of Franklin. Sorry, steer him in the direction
Yeah.
of the proper path.
You know how you
What
help
do you do
Trevor?
with
You help
Tranquilizers
Trevor.
and put him in a pattern.
don't-
No,
you don't play as
help. At this point, you don't help Trevor. You help Trevor by getting to him when he's 25, not at 43 when the game starts.
All right,
Once
That
you
is
get to that
true.
point of 43, I'm not saying you can't change, but with that
You can't
fucked up
change.
background, that's an uphill battle right there.
So after a few repossessions that you do, you end up having to repossess a Hummer. So I'm breaking this down for people who have not played the games. A Hummer type
Do it
style car, you know what I mean, in the game, and apparently it is owned by Michael's son Jimmy.
Hate that
Fucking
kid.
Jimmy.
Fucking hate that. Kid
Oh,
and
dude,
that-
yo, he comes up again when you meet me during this. So you go ahead, yo, you repossess the car, but the thing you don't know is that Michael is hiding in the back seat of the car. And he puts a gun to Franklin's head and orders him to drive through the dealership window.
Mhm.
So that's basically the first time you have these two working together. So when you do drive through the window, Michael pays you for a job well done, and I put that in quotes. And so needless to say, after that, you and Lamar actually, because Lamar with a bike they tried to repossess, Lamar just straight up took it. So you and Lamar are both fired. During this time, Franklin starts working with Michael, and this is something that you didn't put in, but Michael at this point now, he's living quite a luxurious life.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Going ahead, basically
Married his
living.
stripper wife and everything else.
Yeah, well, his stripper wife decided to fuck the tennis coach.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
here's the thing. So here's the thing. But yeah, but if you read the background of Michael a little bit more, Michael was not, a saint in himself when it came to women. Like his wife is is a prior stripper, and the fact is, he would fuck a lot of other strippers and women.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good on him. He lived his best life, and she started living hers, and then he got pissed off at her.
Yeah, so when he found out that she was fucking the tennis coach, Michael and Franklin decided to They decided to chase down the tennis coach, and then the house that the tennis coach ran into, they pulled the fucking deck off of the goddamn house, wrecking the goddamn house.
Love it.
That's one of the very first things you do in the game, right? I believe.
With them,
with Michael and Franklin.
Yeah, with those two as a team, yeah, that's one of the first things you do. And that move proved pretty costly, you know what I mean, for them, because they don't know who actually owns the fucking house. Yeah, I mean, the guy who owns the house is actually... Yeah, but the guy who owns the house is actually a pretty predominant fucking scary-ass motherfucker in the goddamn GTA world. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's not necessarily essentially a mob boss type of guy.
Talking about all this makes me want to go back and play it again.
It really does. Honestly, sidetrack. When I was doing the research for this, I'm sitting there going, like, I remember a lot of it, but some of the smaller things, I'm like, I know I did it, but I don't really like. I really need to fucking do this again.
I just remember doing the yoga and being all pissed because she was into the yoga, the yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, everything that happened with Mike, like, Michael ends up getting beat with a fucking baseball bat. You know what I'm saying, during this whole thing, because like I said, because the person who owns the house essentially is a fucking mob boss. And from there, some time has passed between, from when Franklin and Michael were working together. But then Michael was like, hey, let's do a heist. So, so those two go ahead. They do a bank heist and they split the money, and it's all well and good. They get the money. Obviously, the mission goes through. But then, some time passes, and then you meet Trevor. Mm-hmm. Trevor is in Franklin's house.
You're friendly neighborhood Canadian.
So,
Sorry.
When Franklin asks him, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" Trevor says that he's making new friends. My therapist told me to try to go ahead and branch out, make new friends. I really
like
did.
Him.
I just made myself sound like Jared Leto right there.
Yes, you did.
Or like Heath Ledger. There you go. You know how I got these scars? But so after Lamar got captured, you know what I mean, by one of the groups, one of the rival gangs in San Andreas. So after that, I'm skipping a bunch of time. So let's go ahead and break down real quick. But after that, Franklin gets approached. After he saves Lamar by Haynes and Norton, which are basically pretty skeevy ass people, and they ask Franklin to kill Trevor, just because Trevor's essentially he is a cog in the wheel. He's
a liability.
Gears. Thank you. Yeah, he's a liability. And Franklin refuses. And then shortly after that, we get to the big heist. The huge-ass heist that you go ahead and do, to where you're fucking walking around with a minigun, wearing fucking heavy-ass armor. Yo, that heist was the fucking shit, dude. I love that fucking part. So when that heist ends, and after you go ahead, you go through the whole deal, Haynes asks you to kill Trevor, while another person you meet in the game earlier named Weston wants you to kill Michael. So Franklin has a choice, and this is the reason why we did this podcast the way we did, with going ahead and starting with Trevor, then Michael, then Franklin, because all the choices end with Franklin, because he needs to go ahead and make the choice of whether to kill Trevor, or he kills Michael, or he kills them both, or he kills no one. And that is...
Knowing you killed everybody.
Fuck you. But like from there, it essentially kind of winds down. So I kind of broke down what it was like if you decided to not kill everybody at first, and then from there, you end up killing Trevor first, because everything with him is basically yes.
You want to give a spoiler alert here?
The game's been out on fucking every console from Xbox 360 to now.
Yeah, but you don't know if
8 fucking years.
Yeah, but
8
you don't know
years.
if this
Okay,
episode
all right.
inspires someone to want to play the game that hasn't
All
played
right,
it yet.
hold on. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Fucking
Spoiler.
Jesus Christ.
Spoiler.
God damn me for making sense.
God damn
Make
you,
no
just
sense.
period. God damn you, period.
Yeah, I'm with Wes on this one.
So, so essentially, if you decide to kill them both, you start off killing Trevor, and then you and Michael talk about how crazy Trevor was and how he was a liability, and you just didn't have a choice. And then eventually you end up killing Michael too, and then Franklin ends up just walking into the fucking sunset. And then there's another version that that you kill nobody, and you actually send Trevor to kill Haynes. Michael ends up going towards a guy named Stretch to go ahead and make sure there's no liabilities. And then from there, everybody goes on their separate ways. After that, they meet together one more time. They basically says, all right, till next time, y'all, deuces. So, yeah, man, this game, the fact that you have so many options at the end of this game is what made this one so interesting to do. Especially since, it all ends on the youngest character going ahead and having to make the biggest choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, after part of his life going ahead and gang banging and going ahead and dealing with Grove Street and the families and all that other bullshit. He has to go ahead and, take out these people he considers father figures or mentors. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tough choice. And you wouldn't expect that choice in a game like this, because a game like this, you figure just shoot shit, kill motherfuckers, kill cops, fuck prostitutes, all that. Basically, that's just what you expect from GTA. You don't expect something to where that.
Yeah, that's the game in a nutshell.
Yeah. So,
Wait, what the fuck did you just say?
Make money, fuck prostitutes. You know what I mean? Come on.
Make money, fuck prostitutes. Okay. That definitely ain't my part of the life, but do what you do, fam. Do what you do.
Minus
I'm
all
gonna let
the,
you do that.
Minus all the illegal shit. I don't want any of that.
Minus the illegal shit. Because prostitution is illegal.
Just remember, friends come and go, but herpes lasts forever.
Hell yeah. Drag my herpetosyphilitis fucking dick across your chin there, fella. Watch remote.
We're going to continue, but now we have to get into a sponsor, Valtrex.
Yo. Oh, it's fucking awesome. Sorry, that was
The
fun.
CGC podcast is brought to you by...
Sorry.
He said
Valtrex. Are you itchy?
Oh my
Do you
God.
live an unsavory
He said-
lifestyle?
Fucking Anthony said, you know what you need in life? Lube.
The sidetrack of all sidetracks.
Lube don't stop you from getting herpes either.
Oh
Well, no,
my
it don't, but it
God.
just makes it smoother.
So good. Yeah, it makes it
Y'all
hurt less.
are-
What? So look, let's continue on what we were talking about before. Yo.
I mean, is there
funny.
like a Skype jail? Because he needs to be in it.
So, so that's what I have when it comes down to Franklin. And, that's what we have just as the basic breakdown of, what we got from these heroes and anti-villains. You know what I'm saying? And Anthony, keep coming up with the awesome ideas, because I love this. We need more of these for the heroes and villains run.
I'll
we
see
really
what I can do. Yeah.
But we gave you Trevor, gave you Michael, and we gave you Franklin. Now let's give you some news. So, we got a Nintendo Direct.
Did we? Did we?
Yeah, so we did get a Nintendo Direct, and I believe it dropped on Thursday. I think was the date. And
Let me know when I can take this one.
Oh, please. And Andy is going to go ahead and break down for us everything we saw and what we loved about the Nintendo Direct. So, Andy, the show is yours.
I promise you this will be short and sweet. So, okay. While I'm doing that, if you can pull up a list of the games that were shown so I don't miss anything.
Roger that.
So I was super hyped for this Nintendo Direct. It was actually when was it? Wednesday? Right?
It was either Wednesday or Thursday.
It was a day that I ended up driving Wes's wife to go pick up her car, and Wes was like, "Hurry back, man. the Nintendo Direct starts at 5, and I was like, I'm just gonna catch the replay. I didn't even need to catch the replay. It, in my opinion, was straight booty cheeks. Straight booty cheeks. It with the exception of a couple, I'm not going to say it was a complete dud. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm sure some of these games that are coming out, I mean, there's a reason they're coming out. They have fan bases. People are going to be excited for them. But for me personally, I was expecting so much more out of this. And
Okay,
from
so,
what I've seen, I'm
real
not
quick,
alone.
Real quick, I want to ask, what? So actually, all right. So we could probably leave this for the end, actually. But try to think of what you were expecting out of this, and then go ahead and after we break this whole thing down, let's go ahead and talk about what we were expecting.
Okay. I mean, I know what I was expecting.
Okay, so I have this article pulled up from IGN, and it is coming from Adam Bankhurst. And this is everything that we got from the Nintendo Direct. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 characters Pyra and Mithra are now going to be joining the Smash Bros. Ultimate game in March of 2021. They are like a who does Zelda turn into in Smash Brothers?
What?
Isn't there? Doesn't Zelda
Sheik?
switch into like Sheik? There you go. Yeah. So it's essentially like that. You know what I mean? Pyra turns into Mithra, and it's basically like a different type of thing, or just different play style. Another thing we got from it, and this has to do with the Legend of Zelda reaching its 35th anniversary. Is that we got Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. That game originally came out for the Wii in 2011, and it will be playable with motion controls or with the new button-only controller scheme. Okay.
And let's just say, for the record, Skyward Sword HD on the Switch still looks poopy. Looks like you might as well be playing it on the Wii.
Yeah, so they didn't necessarily say that they were going ahead and remastering it, this, that, or the third. They basically said, it's essentially being ported over. One of the big announcements that did come out with it is that we got Splatoon 3 is going to be coming out for Nintendo Switch. We didn't get a release date yet. It looks like it's going to be in 2022. The next thing that I want to talk about is actually something that my wife and I were watching, and we were like, this is actually kind of cool. And it was Mario Golf Super Rush.
Absolutely. That's one of the 3 things that made me happy about this.
That is essentially the only thing that I actually was excited for when it came down to the Direct. So, look, I enjoyed playing the Tiger Woods games. You know what I'm saying?
We all did.
Yeah, I mean,
we all did. We loved them.
Dude, we used to throw down with them also. Like, it was just so much fun. And this kind of has that feel, but with a standard Nintendo flip to it. You know what I'm saying? The characters obviously, and then also, the way the drawing looks and everything else.
Did you never play Mario Golf like for the Wii?
I
believe it
did.
came out for the Wii, right?
I never did.
It's oh man, it's so much fun. Cause think about it, because what you guys did used to do is play with me the golf on the Wii, like just in the Wii Sports.
Yeah,
dude, it's like the same thing, but it's so much fun. It's with Mario characters, but it is cool that mode that they added to it, which I'm sure you're about to talk about.
Well, no, I'm not actually. Go ahead.
Oh, really? They added a new mode that literally almost looks like a hybrid between Mario Kart and Mario Golf. And this I could see us having so much fun with. And I don't know if you got to see this, if you got to watch any of it. So Mario Golf is your typical golf game with Mario characters, right? It's cartoony and whatnot and fun, but they added a mode where you all hit your ball at the same time. And then from there on, it's just a race to finish the course. You hit the ball, you chase, you run for your ball, you hit it again, and you try to go all the way to the end. But they also add power-ups like you have in the Mario Kart game. Like you can get the star and run faster and shit like that. So it's like an all systems go golf relay race or whatever, which is pretty dope.
That sounds pretty cool.
Like, because the game itself, the original game is fun. It's
like, I feel like that might actually be something that I am willing to buy when it comes out in June. Like, I really am. The next thing they talked about was Square Enix had a new game out called Project Triangle Strategy, and that is going to be coming out for the Switch, and the demo has already arrived. So if you want to go ahead and mess around with this, you can. It seems like a very Fire Emblem type of game from what I've been able to hear. So, so obviously that's what we have on that. Look, I don't know much about Fire Emblem. I know it's obviously a very storied saga, but I just don't know anything about it. We also had Star Wars Hunters is going to be a part of the Nintendo Switch, and it is free to play. It is squad-based online multiplayer game, and it is brought to you by Zynga, which is the same people that basically do like Facebook Poker and Facebook other type of fucking games. Something that I'm excited about, that I hope you guys are excited about, because maybe it might actually be free for a little bit so you guys can download it, is Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is coming to the Switch in the summer of 2021.
That's what got me upset, because as soon as I saw it, I got so happy because I was looking at Alex. I was like, oh, I missed the boat on PlayStation, but I think we would have a lot of fun playing this shit. Now we can get it on the Switch. And then I saw it said summer, and I was like, damn.
Yo,
I was hoping a lot sooner, but...
And, I mean, there is news also that it is coming to the Xbox in the summer as well. And, everything from Microsoft, including Game Pass, it should be going to. So, look, I play that game a lot. Well, not a lot lately, but I've been jumping back into it. I throw down with a lot of the gang and also with Jacob's wife, Shelby, from Spaghetti Boys. And that game is a fucking riot, dude. It is so much fun. You also have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Expansion Pass has been announced. There is a Ninja Gaiden Master Collection that was announced, which I thought was actually pretty cool. You have Super Mario items that are going to be part of Animal Crossing New Horizons that are going to be dropping this month.
That was the second thing I was very excited for, because it looks like you literally can turn your island into a Super Mario Brothers level.
Yeah, and that looks pretty fucking cool. Yeah, dude,
there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you can go ahead and basically turn it into Nintendo World. It's opening in Japan.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that I talked my wife into it enough to log him back in, because she's the beast at creating these islands and shit. So hopefully, she'll go through it.
Now we'll go ahead and say that I actually just bought New Horizons for my wife. It's coming in on Tuesday, and I'm actually really excited for it because it gives her something to go ahead and throw down on and have fun besides messing with her phone. So
yeah, like I said, just remember that it does take some time in the beginning, because when you do things, after you do them, it takes like a real world day before you can do the next thing.
Dude, trust me, she is part of the grind. She's an old school fucking gamer, so she knows it.
All I'm gonna say is I can't wait to see what she does with the place.
Yeah, I know, right? We also have Nintendo 3DS title Miitopia is arriving to the Switch in May.
That was so weird.
That was so weird. You have Outer Wilds, which is another game that's going to be coming to the Switch in 2021. 2 Famicom detective games are coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021. You have Samurai Warriors 5. Legend of Mana Remaster was announced for the Switch. And
that's a good one.
One of the big ones that people were talking about was the new Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Rise. You got a new trailer for that. And you saw a new amount of monsters that you're gonna have to go ahead and face and deal with.
There was one big one that looked like the freaking Mucinex germ. I don't know what the heck it was, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, you're definitely right on that. Now, I'm kind of thrown on the Monster Hunter Rise just because, I played Monster Hunter World on the PS4, and I can play it on the Series X if I want to because it's on Game Pass. But the graphics difference from playing on those two, because I have played the Monster Hunter Rise demo on the Switch. The graphics are so much different, man. I honestly don't know if I could actually go ahead and deal with the downgrade.
Everything's so much cleaner. Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know why it is that way, because the Switch has decently close specs as far as what it can do to the PS4 and the Xbox One, yet for some reason this looks like it's dumbed down even from that.
Okay, but my question is, does it have the same specs as the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, we've also talked about what is eventually we think is going to be coming with the Nintendo Switch HD. You know what I mean? Which is going to have the 4K capability and all that other stuff. So, with that releasing, is that going to go ahead and give us an upgrade on graphics with a game like Monster Hunter Rise? Or is it going to go ahead and change up, something that we don't normally deal with, with like an upgraded frame rate later on, post fact? So we've had a lot of Borderlands news happen. Obviously, we went ahead and, I talked about it at length, probably to nauseum last week. And another thing that we're going to go ahead and get for the Switch is Tales of the Borderlands. They're going ahead and releasing all 5 chapters that are going to be part of Tales of the Borderlands. That's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that is a perfect system for a animation like Tales of the Borderlands, even with that Telltale style.
Yeah.
You have Capcom Arcade Stadium is going to be coming to the Switch. Stubbs the Zombie will go ahead and make his way to the Switch in March. No More Heroes is another game that is going to be coming to the Switch in August, which, look, that looked kind of cool, I'm not going to lie, but it's just, with Travis Touchdown and, just big, it's just, it reminds me of, like, not Dawn of the Dead, what the fuck is it? God damn, I can't think of the fucking game now.
Dead Rising?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, it is. No, I'm sorry, I was thinking Left 4 Dead. Yeah, no, Dead Rising is what I was thinking. Is what it kind of looks like. You have Neon White, which is going to be coming out for the Switch. DC Superhero Girls Teen Power is going to be coming out for the Switch. That's a game I might.
That was cool.
I might actually buy that for my daughter because she loves that TV show. She watches that at my mom's all the time. And oh yeah, dude, who's her favorite? I think her favorite right now is Supergirl in that game or in that TV show. But the main person they had in that right now was Batgirl. For that trailer. Plants vs. Zombies is going to be getting a new edition coming to Switch. It's called Battle for Neighborville. You have Knockout City, which is coming to Nintendo Switch. World's End Club. Bravery Default 2, which is something we've talked about before. We got the final trailer for that. We have Saga Frontier Remastered. Ghosts and Goblins is getting a resurrection, and that is coming out for the Switch. And that's going to be coming out February 25th.
So, I'm a fan of that game.
So we're real close to that. Ghosts and Goblins is one of those games that it's been around forever, dude. Apex Legends is going to be coming to the Switch, and they just got a brand new trailer. And also, I want to go ahead and just sidetrack this because it's also the same type of game. Fortnite just got Chun-Li and Ryu from Street Fighter. So obviously you're dealing with that with those. And then there is a physical edition of Hades that is coming out for the Nintendo Switch on March 19th. So Hades was one of those games that you could only get as just a download. Now you actually can get a physical edition, which obviously is going to be $60 because of the way that they make the game and the pricing for the cartridge itself. They can't do anything less than $60 for the most part, which is stupid. I fucking hate the way that they do it, but it is what it is. So that is everything that is coming out for everything that happened in the Nintendo Direct. Now, from there, I want to go ahead and say, Andy, what did you want from this whole thing?
I thought, okay, well, it's kind of a loaded question because there's a few things. But one, obviously, I was hoping, and I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for more concrete news on Breath of the Wild 2. And they gave nothing. They gave nothing outside of saying, we know you wanted to see some or hear more about Breath of the Wild 2, but as of right now, we have nothing for you. But to let you know that it's still coming along smoothly. So that was a big dud for me.
Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of pissed about that too.
Yeah, I expected that. I expected a little more on the Mario front, I believe, just because of the anniversary.
Yeah, it's the 35th anniversary. Yeah,
I thought they would do a little bit more than just golf and the items in Animal Crossing. Like, they're dope, don't get me wrong, but I expected more. I expected maybe either more on, maybe a new game coming out or something like that.
So we also have to remember that, like, for Super Mario 3D and Bowser's Revenge or whatever the hell it's called, dude, they've been doing a lot of stuff over the last 4, 5, 6 months to go ahead and bring us to the 35th anniversary. Plus, going ahead and releasing, that in-depth look of what Super Nintendo World is going to be looking like and everything else like that. So, with them only giving us this little bit for the 35th, I'm not necessarily surprised, but it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, makes sense.
Like, when you see those, when PlayStation has their State of Play, or Nintendo has their Nintendo Direct, or Xbox does theirs, like, normally when it's good, it just flies by. Like, this was a 50-minute Nintendo Direct that felt like it was 4 hours long. And I felt like I got nothing out of it, really.
Yeah. I mean, for us and our play styles and the stuff that we like, we really didn't get much. I will say that.
Yeah, like, when you start... like, and I know it has a crazy following, and I know it is a fun game, but, like, generally when you have these things, these Nintendo Directs or these State of Plays, you want to, like, start and end with a banger. And you want to have decent stuff in between. When you start with a new character for Smash, for a game that's been out for what seems like forever now, it's like, really? Like, that you could have given us that at any time. And then you don't end with a banger either.
Yeah.
Like, you end with basically telling us, oh yeah, we don't have anything on Breath of the Wild, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
like, that's arguably one of your biggest franchises, and you just came on to tell us that you have no information.
But they did say that they're going to have something later this year for us on
Yeah.
that. So another thing that's happening right now is BlizzCon is going ahead and running currently when we're going ahead and recording this podcast. So we did get a little bit of information. So we are getting a remaster of Diablo 2. An absolute fucking remaster, but all it is a remaster. They're not changing almost anything about the storyline. Everything else is staying the same. I mean, it's just going ahead just being just something that's going to look prettier and look a little better for the current gen models, which is something I'm actually cool with because I have never played Diablo 2, so I actually want to play this.
Isn't it BlizzCon, by the way?
BlizzCon,
You keep fucking me up.
BlizzCon, whatever. Yeah. Look, I probably shouldn't say whatever, but yeah, you're right. It's BlizzCon.
I'm just making sure. I'm like, am I fucking this up?
No, yeah. So this is going to be coming out. It's called Diablo 2 Resurrected, and it will be coming out this year. And it's going to be coming out for the PS5, the Series X and S, the PS4, the One, the Switch, and PC. So we don't have anything else besides the fact that that it is coming this year. And another thing
we don't have anything else.
Mouse. Yes,
We're just
Mouse.
gonna let you breeze by like you and just say what you just said.
Fuck
Yes,
out
I
of
was
here.
I was really hoping that. Yeah, actually.
I haven't been doing much talking, but I'm fucking listening, Mr. Mels. Fuck out of
We
here.
ain't got me after meows. Not today.
Not right now.
This fucking guy.
So another thing we got a little bit more of Diablo 4. We know that
Not mad at that.
We know that's coming. I believe that's coming in 2022. Actually, no, yeah, no. But we do know it is. We're getting no game for Diablo 4 in 2021 at all. We already found that out. And with this, we actually got what was called the Rogue character in this. Now, the Rogue is she can well, actually, I say she's because the character that that they show right now. I actually don't know if they could change genders or not with that, but she can use a bow or a crossbow and also uses a sword. So like you guys played Diablo 3, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
That's a silly ass question, Wesley.
You guys played it together, you dope.
Yeah, well, dude, I played it with you guys as well as played it with throwing down with the other guys, so I just couldn't remember. But
Dog,
yeah.
we would play for hours a day.
Yeah, so with that game, we threw down a lot as the Demon Hunters, correct? Is that the one that you used, Anthony?
Yes.
Demon Hunter with the crossbow and basically going full auto.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's very similar to that. This rogue class.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that she also has a sword for close combat. She is the only.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, she's the only one that we've gotten so far. And I am going to send you the link to go ahead and watch the gameplay that they've shown on this, because it is actually kind of creepy because they have a cinematic trailer to where that she's actually the brother of a priest, or no, the daughter of a priest. And when she's confessing her sins in the pew, she's laying down severed ears that she's taken from the people that she's went ahead and killed.
Hell yeah.
And then you look at her after before she pulls her hood back up, and she's missing an ear. So she's missing her right ear. So it's actually a very, very wild thing to go ahead and watch. And the last thing I want to talk about is that we got a bad ass fucking trailer. Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
So sick.
Yo,
So good.
let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So, if you want to see anybody who went ahead and dove a little bit in depth on a thread on Twitter about this, look up our boy OzDog12, which is our boy Alex from What's Your Spaghetti Policy. He went ahead and dove a little deep into what he saw from the trailer. And all
Mortal Kombat mega fan, bro.
Yo, he is a Mortal Kombat savant, dude. Yo, he knows his shit. Cause
Sure does.
Yo, he knows the breakdown from like the Sub-Zero we saw in this is different than the Sub-Zero you see in like Mortal Kombat 3 and following and shit. Like, dude, he knows all this type of stuff. So they did not hesitate when it came down to show gratuitous blood and violence in this. Like at all.
Makes me so happy.
Well, remember they finally, they have that rated R rating now.
Yes, it is an R-rated movie, which is fantastic. The movie
You need that for Mortal Kombat.
The movie comes out March 25th, I believe. Anybody want to please somebody go ahead and double check me on that?
I'm on it.
But it is going to be coming out in theaters as well as HBO Max. Just in case if you have that, which if you do, fucking watch it, yo. The trailer itself looks absolutely insane. You see Jax. You see how Jax gets his bionic arms.
Actually, what I'm seeing right now is April 16th.
April 16th. Okay, that's fine.
What I'm seeing right now.
No, dude. With the way that look now, I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, because all they can do is just touch it up and make it prettier.
It's still
I'm
close.
not gonna fucking argue.
It's still close.
But yeah, dude. You see how Jax gets his bionic arms. You meet what looks like Scorpion before he becomes who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to where everybody knows him. You see the very first interaction with Sub-Zero. You see Sonya Blade, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung. You see Goro.
Kano.
You do see Kano. You see Reptile at the very end of it. You mean when they're showing a bunch of fatalities and stuff. And the Reptile looks very much like I believe it's like MK. See, Alex is going to get me on this. Like MK10, I think might be the Reptile that he looks, or like or MK Deadly Alliance. You know what I mean? Because he's seeing it upright. He's a biped, but I mean he basically looks like a crocodile otherwise. You know, with the way his body's made. But yeah, dude, yo, that trailer just looked fucking incredible, yo. I was very, very, very excited.
The scene with Sub-Zero and Scorpion just gave me
The blood knife.
Oh my god, yeah.
The blood knife
froze his blood
his
and
foot,
stabbed him with it.
sliding his foot to go ahead and make the ice wall, and then throwing him into it. Yeah, dude, that shit looked nuts. And then get over here and breaking through the pipe. And yo, you also see Melina too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You see Melina going ahead and licking one of her sides that has blood on it, and you see all her jagged ass teeth and shit.
My pickle was adequately tickled. Let's just put it that way. Adequately tickled. I was just like, ooh, you gotta calm down,
Needless
bro.
to say, for a hardcore fan like our boy Alex, he was very, very happy with what he saw. And if he's happy, it makes me very excited for it because...
Well, yeah, because it's his favorite franchise, and look what he had to go through so far for movies.
Yes, we have the first Mortal Kombat movie, and then we
according to him, the first the movie he had to deal with.
Yes, the second movie does not get actually recognized as a Mortal Kombat movie. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like Fight Club. It doesn't exist.
He deserves it.
All right, so that's what we have in news. So,
no, I'm just kidding.
These guys are going to talk about what they're doing. I'm going to talk about why I couldn't play what I wanted to play. So we're going to tell y'all what we are playing.
You want to go first, or you want us to go?
No, I'll go first.
I mean, he and I are going to be the same thing.
I'll go first because I'm done fucking talking after this. I've done a lot today.
I don't think you are.
I've done a lot today. So we live in the Northeast, and from here we get a lot of snow. And the other day we had some rain mixed with warm weather. So my sub pump decided that it wanted to.
Wait.
Your what?
We're not gonna. Hold on.
Pump. Sorry.
Hold on. No, not even that. We had some rain that was mixed with warm weather, so it snows when it's cold usually, and then it rains when it's warm.
Well, yeah,
Just want to clarify that.
Yeah, but then with the
He's saying that the warm weather didn't help because it melted the snow in addition to the
but
rain
it wasn't
that they were
warm
getting.
enough to go that crazy.
No, it really was though.
Oh, dude, it melted pretty. Like our snow
melted
was
a
almost
lot.
gone.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
And then we got more.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So my sump pump decided to go ahead and float itself to the side of the basin, not let the bladder go up. From there, it means that my basement got fucking flooded, about 70-80% of it.
There's some pictures on Twitter.
Yeah, I have pictures on Twitter. About about 50% of my man cave was damaged by the water. About 20-30% of the studio, which I'm currently sitting in, was damaged by the water. Thankfully, everything is okay over here. I had to cut out about 50% of the fucking underlay that was under the rug in my man cave. Like, dude, I was standing in fucking water that was about, halfway up the sole of my foot. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it was, there was a lot. It went through my entire basement. So I really...
This is going to become a running theme here, because it was not even 6 months ago that we were talking on here about my basement.
Yes, that is very true.
For the same reason.
Y'all got flood insurance? You might want to get some.
I believe I do, actually.
No, yeah. I got $600 in flood insurance now. It's called a sump pump with a battery backup.
Attaboy.
So, needless to say, Monday was the only day I really did anything gaming-wise. Well, at least gaming-wise that I streamed. Like, Wednesday and Friday, I didn't do my workouts just because I didn't have room or space. And I brought my Series X upstairs to go ahead and play, so my wife had to deal with me playing on the main TV instead of being in the basement. So I'm sure she loved that. But other than that, basically I've been fucking around on Destiny just trying to get my Masterworks. I haven't really done much else. So that's me. So how about you guys talk about your NBA 2K achievements and adventures?
Sure. I mean, whichever one of us goes first, it really doesn't matter, because we're literally just about perfectly synced up in our careers. So everything that's happened to him has happened to me, and vice versa.
Yeah. So right now, we finally both made the starting lineup in our respective games. We have not gone back to the city to play anything except collect our daily rewards and shit like that, because
we can't hang yet.
No, and even at that,
and you're like 20 overall higher than me.
Yeah.
So
I don't. Yeah. So I don't know if it's just us that's having an issue with the game, or if the city's all jacked up for us, or what. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. We had the conversation last night. I don't know how you have for me. I have a 95 overall shooting, threes, and then on the inside the perimeter, I'm at an 85 basically. So I don't know how you basically have what would be a 90 overall shooting, and I still can't fucking hit threes. I can't hit inside jumpers or any of that other shit.
That's stupid.
Yeah, just in the city when you're playing online with other people. Yeah. In your actual game, it's fine. It's hard, but it's not you're fine. You can literally go out in the city. You can go 20 straight shots without making one.
Yep.
Even though your timing is the exact same as you do in the NBA.
Or the thing is when you're waiting for games or other people to join the game, you can jump out there and you can shoot around and shit like that. And the timing, perfect. No issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're telling me I hit 13 out of 15 shots, but then as soon as I play somebody, and they leave me wide the fuck open, and my timing is exactly the fucking same that it doesn't go in? Come on, get the fuck out of here. I might be complaining a little bit, of course, but it's
very frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Extremely fucking frustrating when that makes no fucking sense when my timing is exactly the fucking same. I don't get it.
Put it this way, and while you don't have to play, I mean, there's cool shit to get out there, so it's worth upping your your rank and whatnot. But we're gonna wait to do that until we're both at least a 90. But there are some times when you have a what the fuck was that?
Don't worry about it.
There are times when you're playing in your NBA career, you have endorsements. You get endorsement deals, and then you get different tiers of endorsements where you have to perform a task. It might be get a certain amount of assists in a game, do a certain thing for a certain number of consecutive games. But I had one last night because I have an endorsement with Mobile One, and it was the second tier, and it was play 5 games on the Mobile One court. Because there's a mobile
that unlocked last night.
Yep, you might as well just chug through it like I did. But I played my 5 games on the Mobile One court last night, and in those 5 games, they're just one-on-one games to 21. I was outscored. What did I say? It was 106 to 11, or something like that. I lost 21-0, 21-0.
God damn.
22-3, 22-0, and then the one game was 21-8.
Bruh,
it's impossible. Now defensively, I don't get too upset about it because I'm only a 68 overall, and both it was 2 guys that I played. I played one guy twice, one guy 3 times. The one was a 96 and the other one was a 98. So I knew defensively he was going to be tough to stop, but it was still just frustrating because, like Ant said, I would get left wide open, and my dude cannot hit a wide open shot. But as soon as someone leaves the court and I take those same shots and shoot around, buckets all day. And I don't get it. Like, I could understand if they were up on me and I was getting that penalty for trying to shoot like a contested jumper or something like that. But, like, they're leaving me wide open.
Yeah.
So the blacktop is super frustrating right now. We'll see if it changes, when I'm a higher overall. But as far as the actual, like, playing the game goes in, like, your career mode, I mean, I couldn't be having more fun. Like, I could play that game all day.
And actually, I was thinking about this last night. I think I'm going to start another one in the W.
That'd be cool.
So
yeah, because that's a first this year.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You can play.
So
they got the WNBA. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's basically a my player, but in the WNBA, is it not?
To my knowledge.
Man,
To my knowledge, you can do that. Yeah.
Because
I think
I
so.
don't see
That'd be sick.
Exactly. How could that not be fun? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna make this chick like as tall as I can with like the wingspan of a fucking pterodactyl, so she can just block and fucking dunk everything.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
But no, man, the game is a lot of fun. I just finally got, because in my first game in the pros, Ben Simmons came down after Duncan fractured his ankle and missed like the first quarter of the season. I finally got him back. I know Anthony's had some injuries too.
I'm fucking still waiting on Embiid to come back. Howard just came back. He had a not torn, but like a pulled ACL or some shit like that.
Ooh.
So it went out pretty bad. So for me, when it first happened at the beginning of the season, Embiid went out with a pinched nerve in his back. His is 4 to 6 weeks. Then Howard went out the week following with that fucking knee injury, and then the week after that, Simmons fucking went out with something like he was only out for like a week. I don't remember what it was, but literally my top 3 big dogs that I really need, because my guy's tiny, right? I play basically to what I am in real life. So the guy's small, all that kind of shit. The fact of the matter is I had nobody that I could count on to feed the ball to on the inside.
Yeah.
Inside the perimeter. It was insane. It was tough times. It was real tough times.
One thing that I love is how much of this game relies on you like being in a rhythm and like how fast shit can change. Like before I even get into my own, I'll get into mine first. I was telling Anthony last night that I had what I thought was going to turn into the game of a lifetime for me. It was a game where I had to hit, and I try to play the game legit. Like I'm not one of these guys that like, it's like if you're playing Chell and someone shoots 25 times in a game, you're never going to shoot 25 times in a hockey game. So I'm not going to be that dude playing basketball and by the end of the game I have like
70
50
shots.
field goal attempts. Like occasionally that does happen for people, very very rarely, but yeah, like no, like I play the game, I run the plays, when I have my shot I take it. Well, I started the game and one of my things I had to do for that game for one of my endorsement deals was to hit 5 threes in a game. I hit 5 threes in the first quarter, and I was 5 for 5. I was 5 for 5 from 3, and I was 8 for 8 total, and with a couple free throws in there, and I was perfect. So I had 25 points after the first quarter, and I was like, "Oh my god, like I'm about to be on some legendary shit." So 25 points in the first quarter. You know what I ended with? 29. I missed my next 13 shots.
Damn.
After those 8 that I made, but I love it, and the same thing. Not necessarily within the same game, but I know happened to Anthony last night because we were playing at the same time. I was doing my notes, I was playing, and he was playing. And I hear him playing in his first game, and he's fucking, his first starting game, he's like hooting and hollering and all freaking happy, and he's killing it. And like the game ends, like the next game, I noticed like he's really not even saying nothing. I'm like, are you like playing the Knicks right now? He's like, I'm playing like garbage. It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that game, I had an endorsement where I had to get a double-double, and the other one was I actually, that game that he's talking about was get a double-double and then be named player of the game. Well, that game I ended up having, I only had like 22 points, but I had like 3 rebounds, 4 steals, and I had like 10 or 11 assists. And I finished with a A- overall team rating. So I played the
all
for me,
good.
Yeah, I mean, I was and I'm
That's an
pretty sure
all-good team
I
game.
shot at like 50% overall.
Yeah.
So it was a
legit.
great game.
That's legit.
The game following, I'm pretty sure I had like 16 points, 2 assists, and like 5 turnovers, and I was like, that's terrible.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
I'm such a percentage guy that like if I drop 40, but I'm shooting like 35%, I want to punch myself in the face.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because that means because you shouldn't. Yeah, that just shouldn't happen. But it I love how much your rhythm has to do with it. Like you can get in a rhythm and everything's just on, and it can fucking change in a second, and it's just like.
Well, I mean, look,
like
I mean,
sometimes,
yo, you see that shit real
Go ahead.
time. All right, so look, we're from Philly, so I mean, obviously we watch the Sixers. I mean, like Seth Curry, you know what I mean?
he's a rhythm shooter like a
dude,
motherfucker.
he's rhythm as all hell. Green is another one. You know what I'm saying? That's very much a rhythm shooter.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're those guys. We talk about them before. It was the same thing as when we had Robert Covington last year.
Yes.
And that's why, like, you love and hate about those guys. It's like, they're either going to give you 10 for 12 or 1 for 12. You're not getting anything in between.
Korkmaz is the same
Like,
way.
Yeah, like he's either gonna hit 8 out of 9 threes or he's gonna hit 1 out of 9.
Yup.
Like there's never really any middle ground because it's just once they get that touch and it's going, but then once they lose it, they lose it. And I get myself out of it now, but I would get myself into trouble with this game almost like you do in a casino if you play the slots. You put 20 in, you lose your 20, then you go into your wallet and you're like, oh, my next 20 is just, I'm going to make my 20 back and then I'm out. Well, I missed my first shot and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to make sure I make my next one so I can bring my field goal percentage back to 50. And then you miss that one and you take another one you probably shouldn't take because you just want to correct your fucking field goal percentage.
And then
the next thing you know, you're
dig
way
that
down the
fucking
line.
hole and you're like,
Yeah, and it's like, fuck it,
can
I'm
I sit
not.
myself.
Then you're 1 for 8, and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
What? Yeah, I've had a couple of those.
Yeah, those games are the worst. And the turnovers bother you because that's actually what pissed me off.
Yeah.
That was the only thing stopping me from having a flawless performance in my first game where I got player of the game. I had 27 points, 17 assists, and 6 rebounds, and I only had 1 assist up until the fourth quarter. And then I had 4 assists in the fourth quarter, and I was like, fuck! Like, every time I got the ball, I was like, all I want to do is pass to the person closest to me, because I don't want to try too much and screw it up anymore.
Yep.
I feel like that with hockey a
But-
lot. Like, I mean, even when we actually played hockey, I mean, like inline, like I felt like that's so much.
yeah.
Like, all right, I'm just gonna pass it off, let somebody else do something smart.
But this is the stuff, as annoying as the city can get when you're actually playing the games, this is the stuff, and hopefully they continue pushing the envelope that you would love to see in the NHL game, because with all the stuff with the endorsement deals and the storyline and the games and the team practices and the warm-up and the stuff you can do in the city, I can easily sit down for an entire day and play 15 games of NBA. If I get to my 3rd game in my Be a Pro in Chell, I'm burned out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm burned out. I'm like, I
Yep.
can't. I love hockey. Hockey's still my number 1 favorite sport. Basketball is number 2 and a close number 2. But still, like, it's just, that's all there is. And it just gets, like, super annoying to keep playing. But NBA, I could play it all goddamn day.
Yeah, my
all
shit's
day.
paused. My shit's paused. I'm waiting for y'all to finish this shit up so I can go finish it. Sorry.
I'm probably going to end up on tonight when the wife goes to sleep. More than likely.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's it though.
All right, so that's it. Look, we want to go ahead and thank everybody for listening. We definitely want to thank Boss Rush Network for going ahead and letting us join, their whole group. Let's go ahead and continue to, as they say, be better. You know what I mean? Let's put the podcast out. Let's make everyone better than the last one. Let's keep on pushing forward. So,
Absolutely.
to go ahead and close us out, Ant, tell us where they can find us.
It's that time again.
He's back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Are you kidding me? I probably
Just-
fucking put everybody to sleep last time. But anyway, this is where you can check us out, crew members. We got our Twitter, which is @ConsoleCrew. We have our www.consolegamingcrew.com, which is our website, which is connected to our Gmail, which is also consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. We have our YouTube, which we constantly update and upload content. We also have all of our podcasts, which actually are on there as well now.
Yep.
We have our Instagram, which is Console Gaming Crew, slowly working on that. That's me.
I know that
I'm getting there.
Andy wants to go ahead and throw a few images on there from his run of Miles Morales.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I might just throw him to Ant so he can post them since he has the login info.
Done. And then we have our not named Facebook account, which is Console Gaming Crew.
It's slowly dying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, soon you're gonna be like,
it's on life support right now.
We've been saying that for the last month.
About to unplug
And that's 100% on me. I'm about to unplug it.
Yo,
So hopefully next time I do this, I won't be talking about Facebook because it's been unplugged. Anyway, we're gonna go to our Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna skip what Wes was going. We're gonna go to our Twitch, which is Wesley, which is Dragon_CGC, Andrew, which is Scooby CGC, and myself, which is CGC_Squishy Soprano.
So we are gonna go ahead and put all of them together essentially onto my Twitch account. We're gonna rename it, let everybody know about it when we rename it, and then Andy will start streaming on it a little bit more to go ahead and have it be more than just what I do. You know what I mean? So you're going to get more than just Destiny and whatever nonsense I decide to go ahead and play.
I want to stream a game of 2K so bad.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I really want
all right,
to.
so we might have to do this really near in the future. So
I could do it tonight technically, but
hell yeah.
I'll give you the login.
Right.
All right, y'all. So that's it for us. This was a great episode from a great idea, courtesy of Anthony. Thank you again, brother.
Hell yeah.
So until next time, I want to go ahead and always say to y'all to please stay safe. Always wash your hands. Whatever you do, mask the fuck up.
Game on! It's a game on.
And game on, y'all.